Hello, my friends. Okay, so today we're going to talk about have been, has been, and had been. I actually get quite a bit of questions regarding this, so we're going to go over that today. And as usual, if you need more information or you need to have me better explain it, perhaps in a different way, always feel free to reach out to me. So let's get started. So the first one, have been. We're talking about present perfect continuous, meaning we're going to use that in our sentence form as well as when we are speaking. And present perfect continuous is action started in the past but continues to the present. So, for example, I have been cooking for 3 hours. I started 3 hours ago, which is in the past, and wow, I'm still cooking right now. So that is have been. We only use this with the pronouns I, you, we, and they, meaning we will not use she with have. She will be used with has been. So has been has the same meaning as have been, but you're going to use different pronouns. So instead of saying, I have been cooking for 3 hours, you could say, she has been cooking for 3 hours. We would not say she have. Again, because only I, you, we, and they are used with have been. She, he, and it will be used with has been. So please know the difference. All right. If we only want to speak in the past, we will use had been. So this is past perfect. Action started and finished before another past action had been. So it suggests an action that both began and ended in the past. For example, I had been cooking for 3 hours before I took a nap. So taking a nap and cooking are both two separate things that happened in the past. So that would be past perfect. Take a look at the pronouns I, you, he, she, it, we, and they. Those are the pronouns which looks like all of them you can use with had been. I had been, you had been, he had been, she had been, it had been, we had been, they had been. And then, of course, have been and has been know the difference with the pronouns. All right, so let's go ahead and move on. And we're going to go ahead and finish continuing talking about differences with have been and has been. Has been and have been suggest an action that started in the past but continues in the present. So again, if the subject of a sentence is I, you, we, they, or a plural noun, pay close attention to that. Cars, birds, children, we use have been. So remember, if you see something plural, then you're going to use have been. So pay close attention if you see a noun in there that's plural, like cars or birds. If the subject of a sentence is he, she, it, or a singular noun, car, bird, child, we're talking about one thing, then we use has been. So remember the difference there. If you see the S on cars, you know we're talking about more than one car. So you will use have been. But again, you see the same word car without the S, which means we're only talking about one car. Then we will use has been. So kind of added on to that a little bit. So again, you're going to pay attention to the pronouns, but you're also going to pay attention to the noun if it's plural or singular. So let's look at some examples. 5 radios have been stolen from the shopping center. Dogs have been following all day long. Children have been screaming all day long at the park. My radio has been stolen from the shopping center. This dog has been following all day long. A child has been screaming all day long at the park. So let's take a look at the first one. We'll kind of break it down. So radios, that is plural. So I want to use have been. But let's say I'm just talking about a radio. Then of course we would change that. A radio has. We would not use have because again we would be talking about one radio. But I'm not talking about one radio anymore. I'm talking about 5 radios. So I would no longer use has. I would switch that to have been because I'm talking about more than one. So let's go down to this dog has been following all day long. We're talking about one dog, so we will use has been. But what if more than one dog is missing? Of course, this would turn to these and it would become these dogs. Take out the has, put in the have because now it's plural. These dogs have been. So again, look and see if it's singular or plural so you know which one to use. And then, of course, pay attention to your pronouns. When we are speaking of the past for any subject, I, we, she, they, etc., we will use had been. Had been can be an action that both began and ended in the past. We use the past perfect continuous to indicate that something started in the past and continued up until another time in the past. So let's take a look at some examples. I had been shopping with my mother since morning. Again, both of these happened in the past, but a different event there. Children had been playing soccer in that field before it started to rain. She had been at the movies before you came home. So again, I'm going to go over this. I know I'm repeating myself, but that's the best way to get it inside your head. Always, always remember your pronouns. Remember if it's going to be plural or if it's going to be singular. And know that, for example, had been is going to be past perfect. And then, of course, have been and has been present perfect. Again, reach out to me if you need additional information. All right, guys, take care.